with breaking news out of Wight County. 2 people are dead after a head-on collision. The wreck happened just after 2 o'clock on Route 460 near Zuni.
Yeah, here's a live look at the scene. State police say a grain truck ran off the road, then overcorrected and crossed the center line. Now the truck hit another vehicle head-on. Route 460 is closed in both directions near the accident, and there is a detour in place. A Virginia Beach brewery is up for sale less than 2 years after opening. Yeah, and tonight we're digging deeper into the big announcement from Flash Brewery. Now, the 58,000 square foot facility needs a new owner, and there are big questions about who could potentially move in. 13 News Now reporter Robert Boyd is live in Virginia Beach with the details.
Well, Flash wasn't granting any interviews today, but the sign on the front gate sums it all up. We are closed down for business, and a lot of customers, loyal customers, disappointed to see that sign today. And I was texting back and forth with a former manager, and he confirmed about 25 to 35 people found out they were going to lose their jobs today. And he says, unfortunately, they were not given much of an explanation as to why. Now, the decision comes from Flash's main headquarters in San Diego. Now, keep in mind, it was just a few months ago that the brewer laid off 15% of their employees and stopped distributing beer in 32 states. They once distributed nationwide. Now, the Virginia Beach location and everything inside is now officially for sale. The goal is to keep it a brewery. This is not a liquidation. According to Heritage Global Partners, the company hired to sell the brewery, this is a unique opportunity for an already established brewer to expand operations, and they'll be able to come in and start business immediately.
But by and large, we've spoken to over 50 prospective purchasers. Some of them regional, some of them local, some of them, international. So we have a lot of interest, especially this early on. We were just engaged a few days ago. So the fact that we have this flurry of activity early from people wanting to take a look at it as a potential purchase is a very strong sign in terms of finding a potential buyer.
Now, coming up today at 5 o'clock, we're going to hear from another Virginia Beach brewer about Flash closing down, why he wasn't surprised, and also why he thinks selling this facility is going to be difficult. All that coming up at 5 o'clock. Live in Virginia Beach, Robert Boyd, 13 News Now.
There was a lot of excitement around the company when it first opened in Virginia Beach in 2016. That's because the company has a great following in its hometown of San Diego, where it's operated since 2002. When the Virginia Beach facility opened, it was more than just a brewery. There was also retail store space for food trucks and a garden, and the company was set to bring 40 jobs to our area.
Well, let's get a check on the weather. Here's a live look at downtown Hampton and Virginia Beach oceanfront. Dry conditions, but the temperatures are still chilly. Now, we didn't make it quite out of the 40s today, but Evan Stewart has a look at what we can expect throughout the night. Evan?
Well, that's right. We are looking at temperatures that will be down into the 30s as we go later tonight. As we take a look at the satellite again, we are looking at some of those clouds working their way in from the west, but mainly clear skies as we go through the overnight hours. Now, we are talking about those temperatures that will be dropping near freezing. I'll have much more on that in the full forecast in a few minutes.
All right, Evan, thank you. And right now, we're tracking developments in a deadly shooting in Portsmouth.
Yeah, overnight police found 53-year-old Johnny Gore shot on Carver Circle. That's not far from Portsmouth Boulevard and I-264.
13 News Now reporter Elise Brown spoke with neighbors who were surprised by the violence.
It's a quiet morning over on Carver Circle in Portsmouth, but just after midnight.
Wow. Did you say it was the shooting last night?
I just heard it on the news.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Gunfire. A bullet hit 53-year-old Johnny Gore in his torso. The shooting just doors down from a homeowner who doesn't feel comfortable showing his face, but talked to us.
Very scary. I mean, because nothing happened on the street.
Medics took Gore to the hospital where he died. Back on the scene, investigators dug for clues around this home. Chase Young has a family who lives on Carver. He stopped to check on them, but nobody was there.
Fight like the old days. The guns are getting crazy, man.
Police are trying to figure out who pulled the trigger and talk to anyone who knows what happened. Carver Circle is less than a half a mile from Douglas Park Elementary. Last week, a mom was hit by random gunfire as she tried to pick up her child from school.
It's getting terrible. It's terrible, really.
In Portsmouth, Elise Brown, 13 News Now.
New information about a deadly shooting in Hampton. Police now say 2 men went into a home on Cathan Drive yesterday and pulled out guns. A man in the home also pulled out a gun, and the men got into a shootout. All 3 men were shot. Police say one of the suspected home invaders, Anthony Floyd Jr., died. Police have arrested the other suspected burglar, Willie Milligan Jr. He's facing several charges, and at this point, there are no charges pending in connection with Floyd Jr.'s death.
Well, 4 Virginia Beach firefighters claim they were cheated out of a promotion, and now they're suing the city. Recently in filed court documents, they say the 2017 captain's promotion process was tainted after 2 candidates were given confidential test information that later helped them on the exam. Now, one of those candidates was then promoted to captain. And 13 News Now spoke with the president of the Virginia Beach Professional Firefighter Association, who says when something like this happens, it's devastating.
Integrity are part of our core values, and we all believe and trust in each other. In the Virginia Beach Fire Department, we're held to a higher standard than many other employees, and we trust and believe in each other. In this case, that trust was fractured.
Now, in response to the lawsuit, the city says it handled the situation properly by following the law and both city policy, and will defend this lawsuit.
Happening now in Portsmouth, City Council is taking a look at next year's budget proposal. The Public Works session just started a few minutes ago, and this is the first step in negotiating a spending plan for next year. City Council members will look at the proposed costs for different city agencies. They'll also have to look at the school board budget proposal, which is seeking extra money from the city in order to give school workers raises and adds more school security officers. Well, the future of Huntington Middle School is on the school board agenda this week. Newport News school leaders are set to vote on the rezoning proposal tomorrow. The city needs to send students to other schools to replace the aging Huntington building. The current proposal would move current 6th and 7th graders and their teachers to their own wing at Heritage High School. Rising 6th graders will go to Crittenden and Hines Middle Schools instead. Tomorrow's school board meeting starts at 6:30.
And Norfolk is taking the next steps in the fight against a proposed trash facility this week. 13 News Now told you last week about plans to put a solid waste facility in the Bruce's Park neighborhood off of St. Julian Avenue. Our city council members say the owner of the property, former Portsmouth City Councilman Danny Meeks, did not tell Norfolk leaders about the project and went straight to the Department of Environmental Quality without them knowing. Now, the DEQ says Meeks went through the proper channels, but tomorrow Norfolk City Council will vote on a resolution opposing the permit for the facility.
It's a big day for local sports lovers. The Norfolk Tides are back on the baseball field.
And today they're hosting their major league partners, the Baltimore Orioles. Now, the special exhibition game got underway just a little while ago. 13
News Now sports anchor Scott Cash is live at Harbor Park in Norfolk. And Scott, how's it looking out there?
How's the team look? Cold. Yeah, it's a little chilly out here. Here's the first lesson you learn when you go to watch a baseball game. Never turn your back to the field. So I'll be ready for anything. So we got here early. Remember on Friday I told you to get here around 1 o'clock, and it was good. We got pictures because we got here early, and the Orioles rolled in around 1 o'clock. So they had batting practice that started about 1:30. The great thing is, I think you get here early, you get a little more up close and personal contact with the players and the manager, Buck Showalter. And so the Orioles and the Tides have been in camp in Sarasota, Florida since the middle of February, and opening day for the Orioles is Thursday. They're ready to go.
There wasn't a whole lot of sadness leaving Sarasota today. I think they're all ready to get on with it. It's a great facility and great city. It's just, we've been there long enough, and this is kind of start of us moving north.
So the Orioles go up north. The Tides, who don't make the club, will go back down to Florida. The Tides opener is on April 6th. You want a better view of the situation? The Tides just scored a run. It's 1-1 here. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. For now, I'm Scott Cash, 13 News Now at Harbor Park.